break the chains of the past, and step into a brighter future. Introducing The Curse Stops Here, Conversations with Katrice. August 28th through November 20th, 2023, every other Monday. Don't miss this opportunity for growth and empowerment. We come to declare freedom, expansion, and elevation. We have special guests, and yours truly, Katrice Cornett, will be your host. Lydia Ford will be with us August 28th. Chastity Fitzgerald, September 11th. Yvette C. Owens, September 25th. Patricia Dickson, October the 9th. We will have Ralph Graves Jr. on October 23rd. Donna Carter, November 6th. And Monique Pfeiffer, November the 20th. Tune in at 8 p.m. on our Facebook group, The Curse Stops Here, and YouTube at Katrice Cornett Ministries. The curse stops here. It's time for us to take back what the devil has stolen. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Conversations with Katrice on The Curse Stops Here. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, this platform I started this past August to encourage us, to empower us, to give us information so that we can be better and live the life that God has planned for us originally. We are living in expectancy of God doing great things in our lives, and we are cutting out these curses that have been passed down through generations, curses that we have, traditional thinking has given us, curses that people have put on us or spoke on us, or just things that we've picked up along the way that were not good for us, or things that we believe to be truths that are not truths. Okay, so we come to give you a different mindset, come to help you think a little differently, come to help you even see your situation in a more positive light. Those of you who watch our lives and have been supporting us, we thank you for tuning in. We ask that if you are watching tonight, that you make it comment and let us know where you're watching from, who you are. Don't forget to tell us your name so we can give you a shout out. We appreciate your support and everything that you do to tune in. And don't forget to share this information with someone who may need it. If you are not a member of the Curse Stops Here family or our family Bible study group, and you're just learning about us, don't forget to click to join so that you could stay a member and stay contacted and get this information as the Lord downloads lives for us to do to help empower you and bring you to another place of being the best you that you can possibly be. I just have a few announcements. Those of you who don't know, I am now an international best-selling author, along with a couple of my friends from this area. I am in New Jersey, South Jersey. And so a couple of our friends and from all over the world, of course, because we're international bestsellers, but a couple of my friends and myself were blessed to be a part of an anthology this year, and it's called The Creative's Leadership. You can find it on my website at katricecornettministries.org, where you can purchase it. And we actually have all wrote a chapter in there, myself, Pastor Bubby Fan, Elaine Sanders Mayfield, Deborah Egbesi, and all of us are from South Jersey. And we came together with some other leaders and authors from throughout the country to put this book together to help people understand what it is to be a leader, just giving pointers and our point of view of leadership, being a creative, and how that helps us in leadership roles, even in corporate America. And so it's an awesome tool. It has already been accepted in some schools and colleges as part of a curriculum. So we're excited about what God is doing with this project. And again, you can purchase it at katricecornettministries.org. For my birthday, I was blessed to release a CD project. I actually went back and revisited a project that I did in 2015, and we pulled some of our favorites off of it, and we made a deluxe edition of Ordained, and we included two singles that we were able to produce throughout the pandemic and release. And so we hope that you have time to go and download our project. It's called Ordained, and I'm excited about it. It's on all digital platforms. You can stream it on Spotify, and you can subscribe to my channel on Spotify, on Apple Music, Amazon, Google Play, so that you can stay abreast of what's happening with my music. We were planning to do a worship workshop on October the 28th, where we come together and we start to begin to explain and train those who would like to know and understand what to do or how to do it with the power of the prophetic in worship and intercessory prayer. We were also going to include flag ministry and American Sign Language. However, we had to change the date due to activities at the church where we were going to host it. So keep your ears and your eyes peeled for updates on this, because we are going to do it. We just have to get a new date. Let's see. So, hello, Facebook user. How are you? Thanks for tuning in. So, yes, so we are excited about our guest this evening. The guest that I have this evening is an expert in finances. She helps people as far as managing their finances, giving them advice. She's a teacher, a mentor, and she does it. What I love about my guest is she does it from a biblical standpoint. She is a Christian. She loves the Lord, and she loves empowering people. And we know that money is power in America, especially in the United States of America. If you can get that money and you know what to do with it and how to manage it, budget, get yourself a budget and know what to do with it, you can do a lot of things with a little bit if you understand how to work your finances. We had a conversation earlier. No, well, yeah, last week we had a conversation about the conversation that we're going to have now, and she is passionate about what she does. She's passionate about empowering her people, and so we are excited to invite to our platform this evening Miss Pat Dickson. And I'm going to bring her on now so we can get the conversation started, because there's so much that we need to learn about our finances. Welcome, Pat. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, your lighting is great and you sound great and you look
Great,
great. Yes,
great,
yes,
great. I'm excited. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Katrice, to get on. And I'm really excited about this title, The Curse Stops Here, because I am passionate about the financial curse that has been on our people for years.
years.
Passionate about sharing information that we can definitely stop the curse. And I want to come from a biblical point of view. So
Yeah,
I'm excited about that. Uh,
yes. Yeah, so like I just shared with the audience, Pat is, I call her a financial wizard. She understands finances and she's not afraid. You know how some people know something and they hold on to bits and pieces of stuff, so that afraid that if they give you too much information, you'll know more than them. That's not Pat.
mm,
I've learned that she is free with her information. She's free. She always is, has a helping hand. So I'm going to let her explain a little bit about who she is and how she got involved in financing.
Great. Well, once again, my name is Patricia Sanders Dickson, and I got involved with finances. Let's see, I've been working in finances since I was 16 years old. So I know
Wow.
how to work for the money, but I didn't know how to make the money work for me. So that was the difference. We all know how to go out and get a job, work a job, do a job, but then how do we manage our money? So I
Yes.
started out working since I was 16 years old. Then I went into the accounting business, and then I worked for a bank for 13, 14 years.
Hmm.
And then after working for a bank for 13, 14 years, I became an accountant slash auditor for the state of New Jersey for 30 years. And I would audit school districts and look at payrolls and retirement plans. And then I also audit daycare centers.
Okay.
So I looked at it from all points of view and I said, wow, I thought I knew it all, being in
Mm-hmm.
banking, an accountant slash auditor. Oh, I just thought I knew it all until I was introduced. My friend introduced me to a company that educated and taught us about finances. And I was like, oh my gosh, here I am with this background and I don't know this information
One
about
thing,
finances.
one thing we can say is you can always learn something new, right?
Yes, and I realized that our parents didn't know because they didn't know. They didn't teach us. All they do is they taught us was to what? Get a good job, get a good education, and that
Mm-hmm.
job was going to take care of you and retire you, but that's not how the system works.
Yes.
So you have to learn to basically learn how money works.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm at this curse stops here. The financial generation curse has to stop here.
It has
Okay.
to stop.
And it has to stop because of lack of knowledge,
Yes.
lack of understanding. We have to learn to seek counsel.
Yes.
The biggest was the lack of communication
Mm.
in your family and your children's and your friends is lack of communication. And why? Because we have so much pride.
I agree. I agree.
We have
My dad, wait, let me say this. My dad, when you would ask him, Dad, can you give me $5 or a dollar, whatever, he would turn his back like this, like I'm gonna snatch the money out of his wallet, and then
yeah,
so I can't see what he's giving me. You know what I mean? Like, what in the world is just a dollar?
I'm telling you. And you remember those types of things,
Yes,
how they work and they earn the money and you know what? And as you get older, you realize, wow, there's a lot that I don't know. And
yeah.
I had to even swallow my pride because I was
Hmm.
like, oh shoot, what can they tell me? I worked in a bank. I'm an accountant slash auditor. I closed
Yes.
down school districts and that kind of stuff, right? And when I learned this, I wanted to hit myself upside the head about how money works, how it actually
Hmm.
filters. Okay. And of course, James 1 and 5 says, hey, if you need wisdom, ask our generous God and he will give it to you. He will not rebuke you for asking. So
Yes.
I love, doing biblical connotations in referring to finances because
Hmm.
people are not aware, but there's like 2,350 Bible verses referencing money.
Yes. Yes. That's a
Okay.
lot.
That's
Say
a
that
lot.
again. Say that again.
There are 2,350 Bible verses referencing money.
That's awesome. That's good stuff.
That is.
The
And
Bible even tells us to have a legacy for our children.
oh,
And not,
yes,
it doesn't just mean a spiritual legacy, it means a financial one. We're
exactly.
to build a legacy for our generations to come after us.
Exactly. So, like I was saying before, lack of knowledge and understanding. So, in Proverbs 20:18, what does it say? Set plans by consultation and wage war under sound guidance. So what we don't do is we have so much pride we don't want to let people know that we don't know.
Yeah.
And I've been in this business for over 30 years
Hmm.
and I have seen it all. Okay? And that's why I wanted to bring out those four things that we talked about: lack of knowledge and understanding and communication.
Why do
So
you think we don't are black people okay, let me put it this way. Our race, we're not really like, for me, I just really learned about investing
mhm,
once I started looking into retirement. That's not something that was talked about in my household growing up.
no,
Like making investments and things like that. We talk about tithing, we talk about, giving, and when you give, it comes back to you, saving,
right,
that type of thing, but not investing.
right.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. The most important thing is that once again, our parents didn't know, so we didn't know. Okay. So when it comes down to investing, you got to understand how the money works anyway. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So we traditionally automatically put our money in a bank
Right.
because that's all our parents did. We saved in a bank. So we
Mm-hmm.
put our money in a bank. So, and then in a bank, yes, they give you interest on your money. So that's what we normally would do. But
Mm-hmm.
we never thought about, well, is my money making money?
Is my money making money?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The rich people, they're sleeping at night because their money is making money.
Yes.
Okay. So, how do your money make money? And your money has to make money 5 different ways.
Okay. Wait,
Okay.
hold on. I'm gonna type this in while you're saying it. Hold on a second. Let me get a clear board here. Okay, 5 different ways. Number one.
Your money needs to earn interest.
Mm-hmm.
Your money needs to have earn capital gains.
Mm-hmm.
Your money needs to earn dividends.
I've heard about, I know about dividends, a little bit about that.
And the value of your money should always appreciate.
It should appreciate.
And your money should also be in a vehicle that will allow it to double. It's called doubling. Next to the doubling, you can put the rule of 72. When I was in college and when you were in grade school, they taught us this concept, but they never taught us how to apply it to our lives. So, what is application? How do I apply what I've learned?
Exactly.
So we've been taught it because even in school you were taught compound interest.
Yes.
So compound interest goes with the interest. So, however, let's just talk about. Can I just basically give you the concept, the rule of 72? I had
Yes.
it in college. I had it, and I was taught the theory and I was taught the concept, but I wasn't taught how do I apply it to my
How
life.
do I apply it? I've
They-
heard of it too.
yes, and the rule of 72. Anybody can Google it. Okay, it says if you take any interest rate and you divide that into the number 72, it tells you how many years it takes your money to double.
Mm-hmm.
So, knowing that concept, you would say, well, what vehicle can I put my money into
That's
that I'm
gonna,
getting a higher interest rate so my money doubles faster?
yes.
So, what we're accustomed to is going to a bank, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they say, oh, if you look at banks now, the interest rates are less than 1%.
Oh wow.
So if I divide 1 into 72, simple, that means
Mm-hmm.
it'll take 72 years
For
for
your
my
money to
dollar,
double.
to turn to $2,
Yeah, that's a
or my
long time.
$1,000 to turn to $2,000.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to seek consultation and find out where can I get a higher interest rate on my money.
Mm-hmm.
And the average investments, which are a lot of them are in mutual funds, where some people it's a whole nother subject for a different day, but mutual funds have been around since 1977 and they've
Mm-hmm.
averaged a 12% return.
Mm-hmm.
So divide 12 into 72.
Mm-hmm.
That means your money be doubling every 6 years.
Okay.
So you're earning the interest, it's
Yes.
doubling. Plus, in mutual funds, they give capital gains. Some give capital gains and dividends.
So do you have to have a certain amount of money to invest in those type of funds? Like a bank, I could go to a bank and open a bank account with sometimes no money. You know what I
Well,
mean? Like depending on what bank you go to. But
yeah,
like those type of places, do you have to have a certain amount of money to begin with?
the minimum amount is $25 a month or
Mm-hmm.
$50 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And that could turn into hundreds of thousands of dollars in less than 15, 20 years if it's
Mm-hmm.
invested in the proper vehicles.
Yes.
However, there's over 3,000 mutual fund companies. So once again, people are like, well, I don't know where to invest. I don't know how to invest. So that's
Mm-hmm.
how I got involved. And I got involved when I was in my 40s.
Okay.
I was determined that I was going to retire myself at age 55. So I
Mm-hmm.
developed a 15-year plan. Now that I understand how money works, I had to choose the right vehicle to put
Yes.
my money in it so my money can make money 5 ways versus one way.
Yes. Yes.
So I got excited about that. I developed a plan. I seek counsel first, and I set a plan, a 15-year plan. So I was able to retire myself at age 55.
That's awesome.
And that's coming out of $40,000 worth of debt, a single parent, okay, with two children to raise. And
Mm-hmm.
I was working two or three jobs, okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
now, but see, you can improve your lifestyle once you understand how money works and how
Now
to
you
apply
said
it to life.
Now you said something very important. You said you developed a plan. Let's
Yeah,
talk about how we do not plan. We just get up and live life every day. We go, like you said, just go to work, waiting for that paycheck. You know
yes,
what I'm saying? And there is no plan. You're not even planning to retire. You're just hoping that they just gonna give you a great retirement package when it's time to go.
exactly. In my workshops that I do, I build what they call a biblical financial house.
Okay.
And I hope if you can imagine a biblical financial house, and the foundation of the house is called vision. Habakkuk 2:2.
All
Write the
right.
vision, okay? Make it plain. And it's also giving you like, well, what is my financial plan? What do
Right.
I want to obtain at what year, what age? What is
Right.
it?
Right. Right.
You got to write it down because the Bible says, hey, write the vision and make it
Hmm.
plain. Okay. So then, and then on the bottom of that is called budgeting. We don't sit down and we don't budget.
Hmm.
I don't care what financial advisor you go to. I don't care if you pay $1,500, $10,000, $100. The first thing they're gonna always ask you is, "What is your budget?
What is your budget?
How much money do you have coming in? How much money do you have going out? Okay, what are your expenses? And what is left over?"
Right.
So we have to learn to budget ourselves. And in our budgeting, we have to have these four things. So you can put this on there.
Okay.
I always tell people, you know how you heard people say pay yourself first?
Mm-hmm.
Pay yourself first means what? Yes, you pay your tithes first, and then you pay you first. You pay you second. Okay? So you pay your tithes first, because bring you all tithes, Malachi 3:10. Bring your tithes and offerings to the Lord, okay? But then you got to pay yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what four things should you have in place to pay yourself? You pay these four vehicles, I call them vehicles, before you pay your rent, before you pay your gas and electric bill, before you the one who worked hard for the money. So now
Right.
you got to make the money work hard for you, but you got to put the money in a vehicle so it can work hard for you. So the four things. The first thing that you must put your money into is life insurance.
Okay.
And that's another issue amongst our people is that they
Yes.
don't have life insurance.
Yes.
And I get so sick of GoFundMe's and t-shirts
Yes.
and dinners because we did not budget or plan
For
to
life
die,
insurance.
and we must do that. So
Yeah.
life insurance is a priority.
Mm-hmm.
You know why it's a priority? Because what does the Bible say? A good man leaves an inheritance for his
Inheritance.
children's
That's right.
children's children, correct?
That's right.
So if you don't leave how can you leave an inheritance if you have not accumulated, let's say $1 million?
And yeah.
If you haven't accumulated $1 million, how do you leave an inheritance? Leave
Mm-hmm.
an inheritance through life insurance.
Yes.
That's what helps the generational curse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they don't want to see a child don't want to see their parents working all their lives,
Yes.
die poor, and then don't leave them in a better situation.
Right.
So we must what they call income protection. We must have the life insurance. Life insurance is what they call an immediate estate.
Mm-hmm.
Immediate estate.
That's good.
Okay, but let me just read this. 1 Timothy 5:8 says, "For those who won't care for their relatives, especially those in their own household, have denied the true faith. Such people are worse than unbelievers."
Jesus.
So what they're saying to us, if you don't have money to leave your family, at least leave a life insurance policy.
Yes.
Okay. So I put a lot of emphasis on leaving inheritance for your family.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Stop this GoFundMe. I mean, and you pay, I did a research. We pay more money. I mean, life insurance policies range from like $50 to $100 based on your age and your health
Yes.
situation. But you should pay that first. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people complain about paying $100 a month for life insurance, but yet they'd be happy if they died that the life insurance company pay out 200,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, look at the odds. You know what I mean? I'm paying
Yes.
100 and they paying 200,000,
Mm-hmm.
which is to better your family. So I put a lot of emphasis on life insurance. And then I did a study like how much does the average woman spend on their hair? Oh my goodness. $877 for women.
Wow. That's a
How
month?
yes. How much do and I how much do black women spend on hair annually? And they said annually, this is as of June 21, 2023, that the black consumers have bought $1.8 billion in hair care.
Jesus.
Okay. And the average that they spend every 2 months for weaves is $456 to $2,400.
That's
So,
a lot of money.
but we rather go out and buy hair instead of paying our life insurance.
Yeah.
So that generational curse has to stop.
Yes. I
We need
agree.
rather get our nails done, okay, instead of buying life insurance to
Yes.
protect our family. So that's a curse that has to stop. So the next thing is is your retirement plan. So you need life insurance in case you die too soon, and then you need a retirement plan in case you live too long.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta retire. You can't work forever.
Exactly. However, what we did, and to break the generational curse and to help people break the generational curse, a lot of people say, oh, I have a 401k on my job. Oh, I have a 403b on my job. I said, are you participating?
Mm-hmm.
Some people say no. And then some people say, yes, I'm participating. I said, excellent. So you giving them money every month.
Yes.
What are you investing your money in? And they have no idea.
No idea what the 401k is, where it's
They have no
going.
idea whether it's gaining interest, capital gains, dividends,
Yes.
creating, or doubling.
Mm-hmm.
So I review and help them review their plans to look at their plans so they can then make that adjustment so they can get a quality retirement plan.
Yeah.
That's something that I think what I do is a ministry. This is my ministry.
This
I
is
don't,
awesome.
even though I know you consider it a business, this is my ministry. I
That's
love
awesome.
this. Yes.
That's
So
awesome.
this is my ministry. So the other thing that we look at is you need to have life insurance. You need to have a retirement plan, but your retirement plan must be in the right vehicles. Okay. The third thing is you got to have a savings program. Now, is that a savings program in a bank? I don't think so. The only thing that you should have in a bank is emergency money.
Mm-hmm.
And I just heard today that you should have at least 3 months of living expenses
In the bank.
in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
I call myself the Black Susie. Uh, but anyway, yes, you should have at least 3 months in the bank, okay, to cover up your expenses. All right. And that's hard for us to do because we don't budget.
Yes.
Back to the budget again. So if
Mm-hmm.
there's a crisis and we don't, they'll say most people have less than $1,000 to
Mm-hmm.
fall back on because we don't budget.
Yes.
Now, when I used to tell me pay myself first, yes, I used to go get me, buy me a new outfit, buy me some new clothes. I was like, hey,
Yup.
but when I learned how money works, I now invest my money, and then what I have left over, I'll see if I can go buy me a pair of earrings. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you got to pay those things first. So it's life insurance you must pay first, retirement plan, you must have a savings program, and then you must have an emergency fund in case there's an emergency. So if there's an emergency, then you won't touch your life insurance, you won't touch your retirement plan, and you won't touch your savings program because you're investing in each of those. Now, if you think about it, and we talked about how much money can I put away on a monthly basis, okay? Say you put $50 each in those each one of those,
Mm-hmm.
okay? That's $200.
Yeah.
You get paid, you can't pay yourself $200.
Mm-hmm.
You work hard for the money.
Yes.
So now let's put the money where you can work hard for it can work hard for you.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. The other thing that in budgeting, we also talk about debt elimination.
Oh yeah.
So debt elimination means that if you think about it, I taught you the rule of 72, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The average credit card is like 28%
Yeah.
that charge you interest.
Mm-hmm.
So for the company that's issuing you 28%, okay, their money is doubling what? Almost every 2 years.
Yeah.
Where you put yours in a bank every 72 years.
That's a long
So,
time.
but you see how the businesses are making money off of us. And
Yeah.
I use this as an example. It's just an example. You go and you put your $2,000 in the bank, right? And the bank say, "Oh, thank you, Miss Cornett. Thank you. You made a nice deposit.
Mm-hmm.
They'll take your $2,000 and
And reinvest it.
call me and say, "Oh, Pat, your credit looks good. I'm going to send this $2,000 credit card to you, but I'm going to charge you 28%."
Yeah.
So they're making money off of your
Your
money.
money.
So
Mm-hmm.
and that's with cars, that's with homes.
Yeah.
Look at the interest rate. You buy a home and it says you gotta take for a 30-year mortgage. How much you be paying interest on it?
Yeah.
But see, we got to become more aware of the interests, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And we have to avoid those. All right. The other thing, I could talk forever on this. So if you want to interrupt me, you can. I get excited about this. All right, I really do. So the most important thing is learn out where we can put our money so our money can make money for us.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And if you have to seek counsel, seek counsel. All
So if
right.
someone wanted to get in touch with you to how can they do that?
They can always
You have an
email
email?
me, yeah,
Okay.
to Miss Pat
Miss
118
118.
at Comcast.net.
Okay.
And I call this my ministry once again, and I'll say this over and over again, is that I love sitting down with people and helping them construct a financial plan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you're 25-year-old, and I don't care if I've done 85-year-olds.
Yeah.
Okay. And we also sit down to make sure, and this is another issue, that we don't have wills.
Yes.
Our people, we die without wills.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a new law out now that I'll bring that up real fast, is that if a child is 18 years old, okay, the parent has no say so now in their finances
Oh
or
wow.
their health or anything. You just can't run up in there and say, "I'm the mother's, that's my child." You have to have
Yeah.
what they call a power of attorney on the child. These
Mm-hmm.
are things that I instruct people to, put in place. And that just comes down to, once again, you said planning. Okay. And in Proverbs 24:3, it said it takes wisdom to build a house and
Yes.
understanding to set it on a firm foundation. So if your firm foundation starts out with life insurance, a retirement plan,
Mm-hmm.
eliminate the debt that you have in your life, because you know what the Bible says in Romans 13:8, right?
Oh
Oh,
no man, nothing.
thing but to love one another.
That's right.
And in Psalms 37:21, it says, "The wicked borroweth and pay it not again."
Yep.
I was like, oh, I love these scriptures because they really help me build this
I
for
did a
financial
I
house.
did a Bible study on finances when I was going through my first divorce because that was part of our issue, and I really didn't know much about it. And one of the reasons why we ended up getting divorced was because my husband messed up the money. We ended up homeless, and this and that or whatever, and all of that kind of stuff. And so I literally went to the Bible because that's where my wisdom comes from, and I
Exactly.
researched scriptures on finances and what do I need to do and what should I have and how can I stop this from ever happening to me again. And so a lot of the scriptures that you're quoting right now, I am very familiar with them, but people, we don't teach that, you know what I mean, enough,
Yes.
that people understand that is important. Money is, we want to say it's the root of all evil, yes,
It's the
but
love of money.
love of money that is the root of all evil. You
Yes,
have to have money to live day to day. You can't
exactly.
go in the grocery store and quote a scripture and expect to come out with a bag full of groceries. It's
No,
not going to work.
it's
You know what I
called
mean?
it's called learning to be a good steward of your money.
That's right.
And
That's
God
right.
has given us the opportunity to have a job,
That's
given us
right.
the opportunity to pay our tithes, given us that opportunity, but we are not following the biblical financial principle.
That's right. And
And
I
it,
agree. I agree with what Pat is saying. It doesn't matter how old you are. You know what I mean? Like if you're still living, you still have a chance to get it right.
yeah,
Every day that God allows you to wake up and breathe the breath of life, you have a chance to correct something that you did wrong the day before or decades before, or that you've been doing wrong in your life, or just to make your life better. So don't think you're too old. I'm 70 or I'm 60 or I'm 50 and it's just too old. By the time my money doubles, I'll be dead. Don't think about it like that. Think
no,
about it like you're storing up inheritance for your family, for the people who
exactly.
will be here when you leave. You want to leave them with something,
You want to break that generational curse.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, and then begin to teach it to those who are under who are coming alongside you, or bring them along with you.
Hmm.
I've done that before. I've had whole financial meetings with advisors with my whole family, me and my kids in the same
Exactly.
room, so they can hear the same thing and have the same opportunities that I'm hearing.
That's the communication part they was talking about. I've actually done
Hmm.
family finance nights where they
Hmm.
would have me come in and they would have me talk to the families about setting up these retirement plans, making sure you have life insurance, and communicate with your kids where the life insurance policy is. I
Hmm.
mean, when someone passes, it's amazing how my brother used to call me and say, "Sister, you need to come help." They got paperwork all over the place, and I would have to like dig and paper and find the policy,
Hmm.
find what's going on with the person. So we need to get our house in order. We need
Hmm.
to get our financial house in order. And it starts when you're 25. It doesn't start when you're 85.
That's right. That's right.
It doesn't it starts when you're 25, not 85. So yes, I really enjoy helping people. I enjoy sitting down with families, having family fun nights. I've even had churches have me come into their church because they said, I don't know why our members think that we're going to bury them.
Yeah.
We come in and we do financial workshops for our church. As a matter of fact, my church was the first one to allow me to come in and do a
Hmm.
6 week course on
Hmm.
finances and taking step by step. So
Yeah.
it's something that's very, very important. And I always said, why work for the money if you don't know how to make the money work for you?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Why work for the money? And then
That's good.
even there's a scripture that says children are not responsible to save up for their parents, but parents for their children.
Hmm.
And that's in 2 Corinthians 12:14. So
Hmm.
that's why I said we have got to get it together, especially if we're Christians. And then if you're not a Christian, you still need to sit down with someone and say, hey, can you look at my financial plan? And you know what really, and I mean, what really gets me is for people to say, oh, I got it together. Oh, I got a, they always say, I have a financial advisor. And I said, oh, really? I said, well, what, Do you know that your plan is working for you? Well,
Yes.
I just trust my financial advisor. But I go back and I look at history and I bring up people like Michael Jackson, some of the stars,
Lost all their money.
all their money, and most of the money that they lost is because it was poor financial planning.
Yep, they were trusting somebody
They
else with their
trusted
money.
somebody else. So I always say, let me educate and teach you about your money.
Yes,
Okay. So then you, okay, are in control of your money,
your money. That's
and
right.
that will learn how to save and invest your money so you can then teach your children how to do it, your children's
Yes,
children. So
yes,
we have got to break this generational curse of lack of communicating with our children, lack of showing our children, lack of not having financial nights for our families, just to sit down with them, instruct them on what to do.
yeah.
Okay, because the generation now, all they're looking at did they do the will, and what am I going to get?
Mm-hmm.
So, but even that, in receiving monies from an inheritance, you still need to put that money in a vehicle that you can have for the rest of your
Of
life.
your life. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. We also have money vehicles that you can put your money into that will pay you a pension for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there's
Yeah.
so much you have to learn about finances that we're just not knowledgeable about. And this is why the Lord called me into this ministry.
Amen.
He
Well,
called
we
me to this ministry.
yeah, well, we thank you for being here. We thank you for all of the tidbits that you gave us and the information and the pointers. The one, two, three. You have 5 rules. I would just want to do a quick recap. Your money should be earning interest, capital gains. You should know dividends, appreciate, and you should know the rule 72 or how to double your money. If you don't have these things, you need to see you can get them in place. You should have life insurance. You should have a retirement plan, a savings program, and an emergency fund.
And you got to
And
pay that first to you.
and you got to pay. This is how you pay yourself first when you get your paycheck. And if you would like to have your finances looked over or have any information, have any questions for Miss Dickson, you can reach her at Miss Pat 118 at Comcast.net. And she already told you it's her passion and it's her ministry. She will be more than happy to assist you on making sure that your money is in a vehicle that is making money for you so that you can break the generational curses that have come down before us. Excuse me. That you won't don't be afraid of your money. Excuse me. God has allowed us the physical abilities to go get jobs, knowledge, and wisdom to learn our jobs so that we can get money, so that we can take care of our families and build a future for the generations that are to come behind us. So outside of tithing and the savings and the things that we naturally know or people that our families have taught us, there's so much more that you can learn about your finances. Don't forget to communicate. That was huge. Communicate with your children. Communicate with those who are your caregivers or those people who are around you where your information is. There's nothing they can do with it until you die anyway. So just communicate with them so that when you transition on, they know exactly what to do and it's not a hardship on them because they're the ones that have to come up with the money to bury you or the money for whatever that is needed, the funeral. If you want to have a service, write it all down so that people know what your desire is when you transition, so that they can do it with the joy and the celebration of life that you deserve and
You.
not a hardship. Not like
Exactly.
like it should be a joy, especially if you are a Christian. You're going home to be with your father. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like this is what we live this life for, is to reach heaven. And you want them to be able to celebrate your life, not be trying to figure out how they're going to pay to get you buried or cremated or whatever. And so these are things that we don't talk about in our families, but we need to start doing it. You can see the world and where how the world is going. If you know anything about the word of God, it is playing itself out right. We are revelations for real. It is
Exactly.
playing itself out right now. And
Exactly.
so just be ready. And that's why we're here. We want you to be ready. We shouldn't be caught off guard. We should be leading the world in these things. Some of the stuff that she said, I need too. So it's like these are learning tools for all of us. None of us are have fully evolved in anything. So when we bring these conversations to you, these platforms, it's to empower us all. I didn't ask for the assignment. The Holy Spirit gave it to me. I didn't just make this up. The Conversations with Katrice is an assignment from the Holy Spirit so that we can empower you all to be the best that you can be here and what your future looks like right now and for your future. So thank you all for tuning in. We didn't have a lot of questions, but this will be, I didn't expect us to because we were talking about finances.
And
But
we sort of jam up when it comes to finances.
yep,
I'll tell
yep,
you,
yep.
we become speechless.
Speechless.
But
Yeah,
let me ask you how much your Louis Vuitton bag
they
costs.
can tell you. They can tell you exactly. So this will be live on the Curse Stops here in the Family Bible Study on my LinkedIn and on YouTube. So if you want to go back and revisit any of the information that we gave you, you can do that. All of them are still live out there. The Conversations with Katrice, and we look forward to you being with us. Hold on, let me get our next guest is I believe Donna Carter, and she's going to talk to us about she actually started the Clark County Equity Coalition to bring equity to the educational systems in Clark County, Kentucky, which is what we need as well. And let me give you the date for her. She will be with us, and of course we're going to begin to advertise. Oh no, I'm sorry. Pastor Graves is next, and
Yeah,
he's on the 23rd of October. He is a transformational coach.
wonderful.
Yeah, so we're looking forward. He's an awesome man of God, and we are looking forward to hearing how we can transform our lives
Yes,
for the better to make the world a better place. So
yes.
again, thank you for tuning in. Grace and peace be with you all. Reach out to Miss Pat at MissPat118 at Comcast.net and get your finances in order in line with what the biblical principles are for finances. Thank you so much. Grace
Thank
and
you so
peace.
much for having me.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Grace and peace be with you. Good night, everyone.
Good night.